Hey guys, and welcome back to Odrix Sports and Odrix Media. Cole Null here with Mr. Williams, the head principal up at Spearfish High School. Mr. Williams, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely excited to be back.
So month after month, we continue to bring you the latest as it pertains to Spearfish High School, announcements, some things people might need to hear about. So we'll start with the regular announcements. There's quite a bit going on, this month. So we'll kick it off to you, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, well, let me start first and foremost. Here we got our students of the month for December. Our 9th grader is Trinity Horgan. Our 10th grader, is Connor Albu. The 11th grader is Caitlin Lyon, and the 12th grader is Tayden Voita. So these 4 students obviously exemplify who we are as Spartans. They have integrity, they have excellence, and they support our community. And so congrats to those 4. Big shout out to them. Just jumping right into some other, let's just get into the important dates, right? So not a lot, believe it or not, in December that I'm going to talk about. I mean, there's a lot going on. But just kind of the things I want to hit are just our PLC dates. We have December 8th, December 16th, and December 21st. And again, that's a 2:30 release for students. Past that, we obviously have our Christmas break. Everybody's pumped about that. So, which is December 22nd through January 2nd.
I feel like we just how are people already excited? We just started.
I know. I mean, it's kids are excited, teachers are excited, so it'll be good. We're ready to go. So we got a lot of work to do between now and then, though. And as soon as we come back, we've got our semester tests. So there's some big stuff coming up for that. So.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, congratulations to those students of the month. And then let's see here. So I also know there's a lot going on too with the student council and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So the National Honor Society and the Student Council this last month raised over $1,600 and over 600 pounds of food for our local food bank. So I'm just really excited that they could step up. Obviously, our student body as a whole stepped up to provide that. They had kind of a cool thing going on where they had a van outside the school, and we tried to fill the van with all the food and the money.
Wow.
And it was pretty neat. So everybody in the community stepped up, and we were able to drop that off right before Thanksgiving break. They saw a need in our community, and they met that need. So that was really great to see.
That's awesome.
Kind of also talking about our National Honor Society, we have a thing called the Holiday Market at the high school. For those of you that aren't aware of it, Mrs. Zwaska and Mrs. Wins Lyon run this in tandem with our National Honor Society. And it is a room in our high school where we have a bunch of gifts out. Most of them have either been purchased through different funds or donated. And students in our school can come in and buy gifts for their siblings or their parents or their grandparents. And, if a student doesn't have the money or the means to purchase those gifts, we can help out. We have ways to do that, whether it's through service things or through donations. So that's a great opportunity for kids in our high school. And if there's somebody out there that's watching this that wants to donate to that, we are accepting donations, either toys and items that we can sell there or money to continue that. It's a pretty neat thing. It's been going on for a while at the high school, and it's seen a lot of great success. The National Honor Society then, once the kids pick out their gifts for their family, the National Honor Society students wrap them for them, and then they send them out the door with them. So it's pretty cool to fill the trees for Christmas underneath the trees. So
I will say, respect to anyone out there on the National Honor Society that can actually wrap a present. I usually just use a lot of tape.
Yeah.
So
it's a special skill. Really. Yeah, it is. It is a special skill, and takes some detailed work. But you could just wrap it.
I use too much tape every single time.
Right. It's okay. The person opening it really appreciates that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Awesome. So no, shout out to the National Honor Society, for handling that, helping out the kids and everything, plus also just families around there. That's absolutely awesome. Also, alternative schools.
Yeah, I've got a couple other big announcements for next school year I was going to throw out there on this podcast. So if you're reading my newsletter, which I email out to all the parents and the students at the beginning of each month, obviously this podcast is kind of just a review of that. But one big thing, our alternative school next year, we have an alternative school, first of all, if you didn't know that. We work in conjunction with Black Hills Special Services for that currently. And they meet off campus, actually, kind of over near the Ford dealership is where that school is housed. But next year, we're going to be bringing that back onto our own campus. And a lot of the details have not been etched out yet, other than it will be on our campus next year, and we will kind of run and facilitate the actual alt school. It's really exciting because it will be hopefully connected in with our CTE classrooms. And so while kids are, going to the alternative school, hopefully they can also get into some of those other classes, maintenance, auto maintenance, welding, woodworking, foods, whatever it might be. So that's going to be a big change for next year. We have about like 30 some kids in our alternative school program right now.
Wow.
And so that'll continue, and hopefully we'll even be able to increase those numbers a little bit if the need is there.
Okay.
Some years we even have a waiting list to get into the alternative school. So we'll just be able to facilitate that on our own campus next year. So that's a big change.
Sweet.
Another big change for next year is all the current juniors that will be seniors next year. They will have to complete a senior capstone requirement. And this is not a Spearfish requirement. This is actually a state requirement. And so it is another class that they will have to add, that they will have to do next year as a senior. The details for this are also still being worked out, as the state has not given us all the details to it yet, which is we're fast approaching planning for next year. So we're trying to hammer these down.
Yeah.
But essentially what it is it's a capstone is a class that you would take that prepares you for life after high school, right? So you're looking at job opportunities, service projects, internships, entrepreneurships, things like that. And so that class will involve some of those things. And it will be a half credit class for one semester. It will have to be built into your schedule. We'll be getting all these details to you before you start registering for classes in the winter months after Christmas.
Wow.
This will actually affect our community quite a bit too, because we're going to have a lot of students. We'll have like I think we have about 165, 170 students in our senior class. And many of them are going to need an internship or an entrepreneurship, or they're going to be doing a service project in our community next year. So we're going to need partners out in our community that are like, hey, send them my way. I'd love to teach them my craft. I'd love to have them involved in what we do as a business in the community. And so we'll be looking for those partnerships. We already do some of that, but this will be on a greater scale. Every kid in the senior class has to do it.
Wow.
And so just if you're a business out there or you run a company in Spearfish, we'll be reaching out, or you can even reach out to us like, hey, send them my way. I'd love to have kids come learn what we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be out there.
You can start with Odrix Me. That's awesome. Okay.
That would be great. And you guys have been a great partner, and for sure it'll be an easy connect for us and you
absolutely.
to get kids involved in media. I think would be a
awesome.
great and highly sought after thing for them. So,
That's awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So with that, and that's so interesting because I know we actually touched on a different podcast about classes that maybe more go along like what they might see in everyday life as opposed to, and I know everybody's going to tell me, oh, when's the last time I used trig? Well, you'd be actually surprised if you actually looked at what you do in everyday life. But I think that's so huge. What do you think brought that on? Was that just some things that you guys had heard and a concern you guys are trying to alleviate?
So I think along with the initiatives coming out of our government on, workforce development, all those grants and the just trying to shift things, like trying to spread things out to kids that are going to colleges and kids that maybe aren't.
Yep.
I think it's just helping. It's just a tangible way for kids to prepare for what's coming next.
Yep.
And it's something that they thought was necessary for all high school seniors to do. And so we're on board with it. We're not against it. I think it's important. It is. Kids should go out and have a chance to internship somewhere to see, okay, is this really what I want to do, or is this not?
Is it a good
before
fit?
I go spend the money on a degree,
Yes.
or before I invest my time in that, I kind of want to have an idea, do I like it or not?
Yes, that's very important. Yeah. That's huge because I think that that's kind of the main thing that, or at least a lot of mistakes that you hear from students is that like, I wish I would have known this, and so no, that's just another notch in the cap if you ask me for how you guys try to absolutely serve the students and everything. So as far as the outline, that's all I had. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I don't think I have anything at this time, except we've talked a lot about PLCs on the show. Potentially second semester. I know I've emailed out all the PLC dates for the entire year. Potentially we could adjust some of those second semester, which would be like later in January through the end of the year. Just part of the PLC process is looking at what you're doing and evaluating if it's effective and what's most effective. And so just be looking out for that information. I might adjust some dates. I might lessen a few, and we'll do some more on our in-service times. And so, but I will get that information out to the community and our students as soon as I have that nailed down as well.
Sweet. Awesome, awesome. That has been another awesome episode of the latest going on with Spearfish High School. Mr. Williams, thank you again so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Love doing it.
And also a couple of quick things. I know that we've got wrestling going on. We'll be there tonight.
Yes.
This podcast should be out tonight. Also, we've got wrestling over the weekend. Basketball starts next week.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I love winter sports. Don't get me wrong, I couldn't play them, but I love I love them. Because now I feel like the energy shifts a little bit. And then also, what's that like kind of going into the new year right as you're kind of starting winter sports too?
Yeah, man, it's just like a big wave hits you.
Yep.
You kind of go from this downtime after fall sports, and I mean December's busy with everything else,
Yep.
but the sports just hit like a wave, at the end of December and then into second semester, and which is great. I mean, we want kids involved, we want them doing things and bettering their craft, and so. It's fun, but it is also, busy fast.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know the feeling. And no, we're actually, really, we're winding down the year here. So it's cool that we still got quite a bit going on, and, really excited to still be a part of it and everything. So, thanks for coming on, and we'll see you next month.
Absolutely. We'll be back. Thank you.